3 crucial AFC games this weekend. The Texans have won 4 straight games for the first time since a 6-game win streak in 2012. The defense has allowed exactly 6 points in 3 of the 4 wins, allowing a total of 38 points in 18 quarters.
Another big one, AFC West battle, Chiefs at Raiders. Kansas City was 1-5. They were tied with the Ravens, Jags, Chiefs, and Lions for the worst record in the NFL. But boy, have they flipped the switch. 5 straight wins now, and they're in the hunt.
Colts Steelers. Steelers defeated the Colts week 8 of last season, 51-34, the last time these teams met. Ben Roethlisberger, 40 of 49, 522 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks in the game. That leaves for a good lasting memory, I'd say. Take a look at where things stand in the AFC playoff race. 5 teams deadlocked at 6-5. The Steelers are one of them, looking to break into a wild card spot against those Colts, who are neck and neck with the Texans, battling it out for the AFC South. Chiefs and Jets in the mix as well for the wild card. Buffalo and Oakland a game behind, both in danger of falling out of the race if they lose this weekend. Mark and Mark are back with us now as we talk about these big games and the big impact on the AFC wildcard race. Let's start with the Texans and Bills. It's Sunday. It's the early kick at 1 Eastern. What's key in this matchup?
Well, I think the fun matchup you're going to watch this weekend is Brian Cushing obviously leads all the linebackers in that football team with like 84 tackles. He's clearly the #1 guy on that defense behind J.J. Watt. And the guy that got faced is LaShawn McCoy. The Buffalo Bills still won that trade. I know their record isn't quite what it is, but over the last 4 weeks, LaShawn McCoy has averaged over 125 yards from scrimmage. That's a big part of what they're going to try to do, and it's very hard for Cushing. That's not his strength, is covering a guy out in the flat. So this is the matchup I really want to watch when I'm watching this game this weekend, is seeing, can Cushing get out there in the flats, cover LaShawn McCoy, but also stop him at the line of scrimmage, because McCoy is certainly the catalyst for this offense right now.
All right, well, Stink, you talk about that Texans defense.
Right.
Terrible start to the season, but over their last 4, they've held their opponents to 6, 17, and 6. That's what we thought we'd get from the start.
Right.
What's gotten into this defense? Why the improvement?
I think a couple things. I'm going to tell you a quick story. When I was a member of the Washington Redskins, Joe Gibbs used to bring us in after a Wednesday or Thursday practice as a team the next morning. He'd put the tape on, and he would just fast forward like 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds, whatever it was, and he'd stop. And then we'd watch that play as a team. And if there was anybody that was busting an assignment, anybody that wasn't hustling on that particular play, there was not only the public humiliation that would occur from your teammates, but then there was a monetary fine as well. And I really believe what happened with the Miami Dolphins is somebody put film on and showed them J.J. Watt and showed everybody else on this football team from the standpoint of, this guy is embarrassing you the way he is playing on every play.
Wow.
And sometimes all you have to do is have that guy, he transcends the game. He elevates everybody else's play, because when you watch him on film, he is playing so much harder and so much more aggressively than you that it'll embarrass you into better performances. And I think that's what happened. And I'll show you this Miami game because it was embarrassing. First off, you're going to have J.J. Watt down here at the bottom, right? He's over the tackle. You've got, essentially right now, you've got your tackle and 2 tight ends assigned to J.J. Watt. You got a triple team going there. We're going to motion across here our best wide receiver in Landry to get him freedom, and we're going to run off, and we're just going to run basically an out route here. So that's this play right here. That's what they're doing. So down here on the bottom, we got 3 guys involved with J.J. Watt here, and we've got the route combination at the top of the screen that I just talked to you about. Now, here we go. There's the catch right there by Landry. We've got 2 defenders right here that are in perfect position to make a play. Watch the angle we use from our DB, and watch Brian Cushing, who has always been a huge hustler, assumes this play is going to be made, and he just chokes it on down. Now Landry is out in the races right here. So now we got 2 guys right here basically looking for quarters, missing tackles down here. So we keep going down here. Now I'm going to show you something else. Watch this DB right here. He's got a chance to come and make a play, but guess what happens to him? He is what we call hold the lantern right here. That means I'm shining light. Wow, look how fast that guy is. Is he running full speed right now? No, he's not. Cushing comes back in, hustles, and makes a play, but it's too late right now. That was consistent with the way this defense played through the beginning of this season. Lack of effort, lack of knowledge, lack of angles, lack of everything. The one guy that was consistent was J.J. Watt. And if you put the film on, there was such a discrepancy with the way he played versus the way everybody else played.
Wow.
Hold the lantern.
But
like
let me tell you something right now. That defense is hustling right now.
Oh, yeah, they're bringing it, and J.J. Watt is, like you said, at a rare point in this game. And this is going to be a great matchup for these two teams because, again, they both need it to stay in this hunt and one to get a division playoff game at home. That's how big it is for Houston.
And J.J. Watt's, in my mind, the best football player, bar none, not close, in the National Football League. And, it's not close.
Not just defense, offense or defense.
Best football player in the National Football League. He will line up, and I've never seen his equal. He'll line up over the right tackle, the right guard, the left guard, the left tackle, and dispense justice on every one of them. I mean, and I played against Reggie White, who went up and down the line of scrimmage. Reggie White could not do what J.J. Watt could do up and down the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
That's high.
I've never seen a guy as equally as good on one side of the ball as he is on every other side of the ball. The guy is a freak show.
So despite all the talk J.J. Watt gets, and he does transcend the game, and he is a star, do we actually underappreciate how good J.J. Watt is?
Yeah, because you don't recognize it. Like, I see it because I'm a former offensive lineman, so it makes me sick to my stomach when he lines up over guys because I'm nervous for them.
You take it for granted what he does. Sometimes you don't see the little things that we see when you're breaking down film, how hard he goes every play.
Wow, that's great. All right, Mark, you guys both stay right here, but I want to turn the attention to the Chiefs for just a moment. After starting 1-5, well, the Chiefs have won 5 straight, and now they're right in the thick of things. Over that stretch, they haven't turned the ball over once. So let's take a look at what the Chiefs have in store for them. Again, no turnovers, taking care of the ball, and now they've rebounded after a really horrible start to the season. At the Raiders, the Chargers, at the Ravens, very doable. The Browns, very doable.
Hey.
Raiders.
That's true.
Just reporting the facts,
No,
Jay Crawford.
Look at that 86% chance to make the playoffs.
I know. That's quite a rally. We actually did kick Mark out because Ashley Fox is now joining us. Good to see you, Ashley.
Thank you.
What's Andy Reid saying? And I know you know him so well from all the time both of you have spent in Philadelphia. What's he saying about this team?
Well, he told me last night he was unaware of this statistic. Over this 5-game winning streak, they are plus 14 turnover margin. And he said, well, we definitely need to keep that going. And they overall ranked second in the league with a plus 12 turnover margin, second only to the Carolina Panthers. And one reason for that is because Alex Smith has thrown 283 consecutive passes without an interception. Reid said Alex is so very good at protecting the football. It's what makes him so valuable to us. And I threw one other statistic on him. From 1970 until 2014, there have been 218 teams start 1-5 or worse. Only one, the 1970 Cincinnati Bengals, made the playoffs. And as we saw earlier, the Chiefs are looking really good to make the playoffs. Reid said, I'm not going there. I'm not looking at that. I said, understood, but it's a pretty good stat, right? And he's like, yes.
You know,
yes, it is.
You mentioned the turnover margin in the last 5 games. It's 14, plus 14.
Plus 14.
Here's the amazing thing. 14 takeaways, 0 giveaways.
Right.
That's the amazing thing.
No turnovers.
So normally you see, hey, we got 20 takeaways, we've turned it over. No, 0.
Where have you seen the offensive approach change?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. Remember early in the season, I mean, you watch Alex Smith, and it was all about throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, the bubble screens, nothing went beyond 5 yards. What you've seen here is an offensive line that has gelled, that has come together. They're much better from a protection standpoint. You also see 6, 7-man protections, and you see Alex Smith actually throwing the ball deep. And you know what? Now we're not talking about it, right? Before, we were hammering him about never taking a chance. So he hasn't turned the ball over, but he still has taken shots down the football field over this 5-week period that we didn't see. And a lot of that is because protection first with Andy Reid. That offensive line is solidified, but they're keeping a tight end in, they're keeping a back in. They're doing a good job of giving him some time and basically taking chances down the football field. And it doesn't matter who runs the ball. They're having success running the ball as well. So they've become a complete offense.
And that's one of the reasons why Andy Reid so desperately wanted Jeremy Maclin to join this team, was to give them another deep threat and someone that Alex could be very much rely on. And I know Andy loves having him there.
Great, good stuff. Mark, Ashley, thank you. Mark, Dominic, we thank you too. Mark,
you went to get his lunch.
Yeah, we kicked him out. We got to upgrade with Ashley.